Narcissists are experts at playing the victim. They're masters of manipulation and always have a reason why they're not to blame for what they do. Narcissists are always looking for opportunities to make themselves seem like the victim, even when they're the perpetrator of a crime. They are never victims and typically play the victim card to get what they want. Watch until the end as I show you 5 examples of a narcissist who plays the victim. Number 1. The narcissist who plays the victim of injustice. Narcissists are the victim of injustice when they feel that others are unfair to them. This is one of the most common forms of playing the victim. It's also one of the easiest to spot. This narcissist will play the victim of injustice, complaining about how they have been wronged by someone else. They might share stories about how they were mistreated or taken advantage of and ask for your sympathy or help. They do this to manipulate their way into compassion or to gain power over you. The narcissist plays the victim of injustice to get what he or she wants. They'll say they were wronged and want an apology, but they never actually mean it. Narcissists want you to feel bad for them so that you'll give in to their demands and make things right. Narcissists usually tell how everyone is out to get them, and nobody understands their particular needs or unique circumstances. When you look into it, you'll see that this person has caused most of their problems. The real problem is that they never take responsibility for anything they do wrong. Narcissists just blame everyone else, even if they initiated the conflict in the first place. They would master the art of manipulating people to feel sorry for them. Narcissists will lie, exaggerate, and manipulate events to portray themselves as having been wronged. They use tactics like gaslighting or denial to convince others that their version of events is true when it isn't accurate at all. It's all about them. The narcissist always feels persecuted. Number 2. The narcissist who was constantly sick. Narcissists will often use their health problems to get attention from others or manipulate situations in their favor. The narcissist who's constantly sick is the one who can't stop talking about all the different ways they've been wronged and how much their life is suffering. They're always complaining about how much pain they're in and how difficult it is for them to do simple tasks. Narcissists may have a real illness, but more likely than not, they're just using their ailment as an excuse to get attention. They may not be sick. They'll do everything they can to convince you they are. They'll constantly complain about being sick, even though they never seem to get better. They'll complain about how their body is falling apart or how they're constantly exhausted and can't do anything anymore. They'll also say things like, "I'm so stressed out," although they're never actually doing anything stressful. Narcissists might complain about headaches or stomach aches whenever you ask them to do something around the house or spend time with your family. They might even fake an illness to stay home from work when nothing is wrong with them. A person who plays this role may also claim to have a chronic condition but no symptoms. They just like being seen as fragile and in need of care. For example, they might pretend to be blind or deaf, so people will feel sorry for them and offer assistance. This manipulation can cause people to doubt themselves and question their judgment about whether or not someone needs medical attention, especially if there isn't any visible evidence that something is wrong with them physically. Number 3. The narcissist who plays the victim of abuse. When a narcissist plays the victim of abuse, they use their position as the one being abused to get sympathy from others. This often means they will get their real victims to do things for them. Suppose someone else constantly abuses a narcissist and complains about it. In that case, people will often feel sorry for them and do whatever they can to help them. These people tend to be highly manipulative and charismatic, which allows them to play their roles convincingly. They know how to make themselves look like they're the ones in need of help and support when they're just trying to get people on their side. Narcissists can make you feel guilty for being angry at them, even though they're the ones who started the argument in the first place. They may also claim that they were abused as a child or act in self-defense when they attack you. Narcissists will often try to make this seem like a fact by pointing out all of the abusive things their victims do. Narcissists often tell lies about how people have been mistreating them when in reality, they are mistreating others. They may say things like, "You don't know what it's like to be me," or "No one understands me." They may cry, complain about their circumstances, and even threaten suicide. If you're dealing with someone who has played the victim before, it's essential to keep your guard and not get drawn into their story. Number 4. The narcissist who plays the victim of emotional trauma. Narcissists are masters of playing the victim and often use their past trauma to excuse their bad behavior. Anyone who grew up in a dysfunctional family might be prone to this type of behavior. This is especially common when someone has experienced abuse in their childhood. Still, it's not limited to those who have been abused. While some narcissists indeed suffer from emotional trauma or abuse, plenty of narcissists claim to have been victims even though they haven't suffered. You can spot these types by looking at how they describe their childhoods and early lives. Suppose they focus on how horrible everyone else was to them. In that case, chances are that they're playing the victim rather than telling the truth. The narcissist who plays the victim of emotional trauma may present as depressed or anxious. They often complain about how they have been mistreated, abandoned by their family, and cannot trust anyone because everyone is out to get them. They may even fake being suicidal to get attention. Number 5. The narcissist who plays the victim of bullying. The narcissist who plays the victim of bullying is a person who claims to be the innocent victim of an unjust world. This person will blame others for the problems in their lives and often resort to playing the victim card if they feel like they're being wronged by someone. Narcissists may claim that they have been bullied at work or that their family members are bullies. They will make constant excuses for why things are not going well. A narcissist who plays the victim of bullying will go out of his way to portray himself as a victim and paint his supposed attackers as bullies. The narcissist will have a ready-made narrative about how he was bullied, usually starting in childhood, and will use this story to explain why he has an emotional fragility that makes him prone to being bullied. The narcissist will also use it to justify his need for love and approval, that you should feel sorry for them because they have been through so much. It's hard not to feel bad for those who are on the receiving end of bullying. The narcissist who plays the victim role is manipulative and calculated in their actions. They will often take advantage of others to get what they want without considering how it affects others. This type of narcissist knows that people will be more likely to feel empathy towards them and give them what they want if they express emotion. For a narcissist's manipulation tactic to work effectively, they need an audience who will listen. Comment down what you think. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. Watch this intriguing video over here.